Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back, it's Jordan here. Today we're gonna work on the beach a little bit, and I'm actually gonna be adding a set to this area in the Lego City, and that set is the Bricklink Designer Program Snack Shack with 539 pieces, designed by Stefan. There we go. Looking pretty cool. I think this Snack Shack is gonna find a nice home here on this lovely beach. Beach is looking pretty good. It needs some attention. We've got the old fishing store, which I really like in this position here. And then there's also all of these mini modular buildings, which were created 3-in-1 modular buildings. And I took 2 or more sets and a bunch of parts from my own inventory, and I made them modular buildings. Unfortunately, when I was moving them, my bike shop and also my little cafe here got destroyed, which is unfortunate. I accidentally dropped the second floor. And I was just searching for the bin that I had with all the parts for the second floor, and unfortunately I can't find it. So it might have got parted out. So I'm gonna have to rebuild those at some point. But the first thing I want to do today is build this set and try and find a home for it on the beach. Being a smaller set, there's only 4 bags, some additional longer 2x plate there with a small sticker sheet, and you've got to download your instructions from bricklink.com. I've got the foundation right here, which is pretty cool. I like the shape of it. You got tan, also dark tan, then the reddish brown and dark brown supports. There's a little Easter egg right here. There's a coin. Somebody dropped that as they were paying for their snack. And this is the base of the trailer for the Snack Shack. Got our first minifigure here. This is like a blacksmith apron minifig, I believe. He's got the hat and quite a bit of facial hair there. For the most part, these sets come with like pretty basic minifigures. They don't really make custom minifigures for these sets, which is to be expected. I really like this detail right here. This is actually the fryer. Get the chicken wing there. Super cool. You got like the yellow grease within with those trans clear elements there, also like the handles, and then a couple of gauges, some grills on the bottom, tiles on the side. It's just a nice little fryer. It's awesome. Slot that in there. And then there's this workstation right here, which has a pretty nice looking milkshake machine. It uses like a screwdriver element, also a megaphone in red. Thought that was some good part usage there. That sits beside the sink, and then I believe this is a panini press because it'll hinge open. And then a couple drawers below. And against this wall we have a fridge. And there's a broom beside that. And this is what these side walls look like. It's actually pretty neat because there's a double window. So there's this window with the like grill element, and then there's one with the glass inside. And this one actually has a built-in range for the fryer, because that's going to go right above the fryer, just like that. And this one was already, or has already been installed with the curved slopes, and there's one of those limb elements there. And then I also have the front panel, which is the cash counter. You can see there's a little calculator element there, some nougat pieces along with a nougat 2x2 jumper. This is where the door is going to be, and then there's actually some added detail inside as well, such as the milk, and there's a honey or a bee print piece right there to represent honey. And then this is going to just slide in like so. And then I also built the roof, which is covered with curved slopes. Got the Snack Shack sign there. And this was actually built with a perimeter of these 1x4 bracket elements. Got some lighting in the inside. And then the tile finish on the back, because once again, there's those bracket elements that go around the entire thing. And this is going to slide in place like this and attach to that front panel. And just like that, I'm getting ready to start the final bag. So there's the second minifigure. I like her torso, also her oversized sandwich, pretty funny. And we added some detail to the ordering area there. So there's the condiments. And those will actually rotate on the 2x2 jumper. There's some ketchup, mustard, salt, and pepper. You'll see the menu mounted there as well. A little awning going over top of the ordering window. This really nice palm tree here with the Technic elements. I like the bow that it has. Also the added vegetation on the bottom of it, along with the birdhouse and the olive green branches there, or sorry, leaves. Those look pretty cool. And then we also have the door right here, which is all like plate and tile built. It's got a little light in the inside and then a circular sticker element on the exterior of it. A couple steps going up to it as well beside the trash can, and also the main character, which is the rat beside the bucket there. I like this elevated area here as well, just like the little deck in the reddish brown. Looks pretty good. We've got some boxes on the side of the trailer there. One's folded shut, and I believe this would probably be some gas that's going into the trailer as well, which is connected along with the exhaust right there, which is on the other side of that, the range that goes over top of the fryer. Added the back wall as well, nicely done with the curved slopes. Also some elements down here, the connectors, so it can actually hinge open. Some of the olive green vegetation and 2 of the 1x4 windows, which are actually put on brackets. So you got the reddish brown tile below, and this can hinge open. So you can access the interior, and then we can actually remove this because it's held on by 3 jumpers. You can actually go in there and grab your minifigure or pose a different minifigure or create a different story. So there's some accessibility, which is good. I definitely enjoy that. And some more vegetation on this side, and overall just a great looking little set. I don't mind it at all. It's a great trailer. Some great design concepts went into it, and I think it'll look fantastic on the beach in the Lego City. I've got some excellent news, everybody. Excellent news indeed. So when I was moving those little mini modular buildings, as I said, I accidentally destroyed them. And I put all of the parts in a bin. And I looked up there in my unsorted parts, could not find that bin. I was devastated. I was like, oh no. Maybe when I told Simon to do some sorting or something, he accidentally parted that out, not knowing, or whatever it may be, or maybe I put them somewhere silly. Who could know? I was like, oh no, it's a loss. They're gone. And then I was like, wait a minute. There's one more area where I didn't search. And this is magical, or it's these magical shelves right here that have like sets, minifigures, all sorts of walkers, boxes of trees, trains, bubble wrap. It's got a whole bunch of stuff. And guess what? On this shelf here was the bin that we were looking for. Yes, now I can repair these buildings. Excellent. It's going to be a little bit of a tough repair, but as I repair it, I'm sure I'll be able to make some upgrades as well. So why don't I take care of that first? There we go. That's much, much better. You know, I really like the mini modular buildings on the beach. I think it's a great way to start the downtown. Like we have the mini modular buildings here and then downtown over there. I just think it makes sense. I don't think I'm going to change that. I don't think I'm going to change the position of the Ferris wheel as well. I mean, this is sort of like the old beach in the new layout. However, there is a lot more waterfront, so I have a lot more water here and some deeper water as well. And then there's also this cove over here as well. And you know, I was thinking maybe I should try and move the old fishing store, but it's 32 by 32 studs, so it's quite large. There's not a whole lot of spots where this can go, and I think the snack shack is probably going to look the best right back there. Now, I did move the custom-built skate park over 16 studs, so I just swapped up this base plate here with that there. I think it makes more sense to bring it back, just too much light gray in that one area there. And I do think that this tiling needs to change. I think there's too much light and dark gray in this area in general, so I think that needs to be changed as well. And I need to start adding some more stories. There's a lot of great stories here on the beach, that's for sure. But I need to start putting some more minifigures and boats and surfers and all that type of different stuff in the water. And I also want to add more palm trees and also more texture to the sand all over the place. But I think this is a good spot for the snack shack. I honestly don't think it needs to be moved. I think that's sort of where it's going to go. And I like this little fish market here as well. But I just think that everything needs to be played with a little bit, and some pathways need to be retiled, and some more stories need to be added to this area just to make it look better than it already does. But yeah, for the most part, it's going to remain how it is. But here we go. This is sort of what it was like before. Let's take a look at it after a little bit of work here. Not only did I want to add more stories, but I also wanted to improve the existing stories. For example, we have this family of dolphins right here. And I decided to remove all the 1x2 tiles on the water and replace them with the 1x1 studs. And then I was able to use those 1x2 tiles to create a splash effect around them. Now, right now, I don't have any more of the 1x1 cheese slopes in trans clear. And once I get more of those cheese slopes, I plan to improve the look of the waves as well. There's just a lot of open studs around the waves, but just keep in mind that I plan on improving the water even further. I could truly improve the water and also the rock detail to no end. For example, we have all those exposed studs there around that lobster, and I could add more cheese slopes, more vegetation, more curved slopes, and I plan on doing that in the future. You've got some like olive green there, there's a crab there, I could add some more vegetation, and I definitely want to do that. Just things like that take more time than I have today, but I was able to add a bunch of sea creatures. We've got another lobster there. As you come around the rock work over here, you'll see this guy here who definitely is not a sea creature, but it's a young pirate there. And then over here we have this gentleman who's actually searching for there's metal detecting. He's searching for gold, and it looks like he found some there. And look at that, we've got two friends. We've got the Joker and also Batman. Looks like the Joker's laying down, letting the water creep up his legs. They're having a jolly old time. I also added some minifigures to the boardwalk here as well. I figured I was doing some work in this area, so I may as well add some figs over here as well. So you've got a skateboarder here and a lady doing some sweeping, and then there's a coffee cart. And look at this, we've got the flamingo floaty that's being towed by this gentleman here. Added some splashing water behind it, and then also I added some splashing water or moving water behind the flamingo floaty as well. Got a surfer right there that sort of added interesting angle, and also this windsurfer as well in the deeper part of the water, and then there's another surfer right over here. This guy's about to take on a wave head on. He's having a blast. We got another lady right over here who's having fun in the water, and this guy's just laying down, getting ready to take on a wave. It's going right over top of him. One thing I will say is that I need more minifigures in bathing suits or ones with just like no clothing on, just because it feels strange putting minifigures with clothing on in the water. It doesn't really make sense. And I have very few of the ones with bathing suits or no clothing. So I do need to get more of those, and I plan on adding more of them to this water area. We've got a flamingo floaty right there. That's pretty awesome. There's a couple more minifigures in the water here. Just remove their legs and remove the tile so you can make it look like they're submerged in the water. And then there's all sorts of stories on the beach. Some of them remained the same, like the lifeguard and this beach blanket. I thought that was pretty cool. And we've added all sorts of minifigures here as well, such as the singer with the donation bin out there in front of the bike shop. And then there's the sandcastle tournament, which remains the same. But I did remove all of those tiles there. I moved the shower over here. I have this open 16 by 32 stud base plate right there, so I've got to determine what I'm going to do with that area. But then there's the snack shack right here, and also the ice cream stand just right there across from the snack shack. Added some texturing to the sand, so just some of those 1x3 plates. I do want to add probably some more curved slopes and maybe cheese slopes, but cheese slopes and curved slopes, they come up 2 plates, so it almost looks a bit abrupt. Ultimately, what would be really cool is to actually get a bunch of tile, like a lot of tile, and then cover this entire surface with tile and also studs. That would be so cool, but I'd have to do it with 1x tile. Just to give it that authentic look. I don't think 2x tile would look very good, but imagine if this was fully tiled off with studs as well. So it's like 50%, but it was just scattered. Yeah, I think that would be super cool. So we've got the snack shack over here, and I made a lot of room in this area by shifting some things back. I love this perspective right here, but I shifted the volleyball right back here, and then also the fish market over here. I think it's a little more in the open. It fills this awkward space quite well. And then we've got the shark and the crab and some fishing rods and some crates full of fish there. And there's all sorts of palm trees, which I think look great. I just love the POV perspective of the beach. It's sort of the detail that I'm going for. I can't classify this as done yet. I want to add more detail, like I was mentioning there with the tiles and all that. And I want to add more minifigures. Oops, sorry, she fell over. I want to add more minifigures to the water and the surrounding areas, and I could probably make some more mini builds, like more benches, more beach towels, more beach chairs, and maybe a bit more different styles of vegetation and also sea life. But I feel like the sea life, to be honest, doesn't really look that great in abundance. So I feel like there's a good combination of sea life and activity here. I think that POV though, I think that's probably my favorite, or one of my favorite shots in the Lego City right now, just because this area has a little bit of detail, and this set really does fit well in the beach. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not sure what kind of pathway I want to create in here. Like, I took away all that light and dark gray tile just because there's too much light and dark gray in this area, but I don't know if I want to add it back. I was experimenting with different tiles and stuff, and I was like, don't think it looks that good. Maybe it needs to be like more of like a scattered trail using quarter round tiles or something, and studs. But I don't know, I experimented with a few things over here on this plate, and it's like, yeah, it just doesn't look that good at all. But I'm excited that I was able to repair these buildings, upgrade some of the stories, move some figures around, place this, and build it, and also add a bunch of palm trees. Yeah, there we go, everybody. That's a little beach update for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff coming out in the very near future. And have yourselves a fantastic day. Bye for now.